Howdy folks, coming back to the shunting job. We have to switch the points so we can get to, let's take a proper look at it. On those three cards, so 4. If you look down here, you can see them sitting. Station. See, it's the first line of the main line. So we get out the switcher. First track over, but then we won't stay on that. So here, shit's it's essentially my DPUs, basically. DPUs. That's my backup phone. So change function. Right now, switcher. Yeah, switchers. This thing can move faster than that. You're going to have to earn the money to buy it, and you're going to have to earn the money to buy the license for it, and earn the money to buy the locomotive itself, but there will be a larger diesel locomotive available, but initially you're still going to have to use these switchers. Alright, these are the 3 cars that I want to hook up to. The 4 cars down there are what I dropped off when I came in. I was kind of half surprised that it didn't create a shunting job to reload those, but all the shunting jobs on the day, I took all the shunting jobs on the table. Anything going back to the steel mill. Hook 'em up. Hook 'em up, Freddy. In Overhauled, you're gonna have to duck down, crouch down in between them, and physically hook the cars together. There isn't gonna be any more just pushing a button. They said it may be implemented in the future, but right now that little box inside the inside the shunter is gonna still be there, but just be black. It won't do anything. From what I've seen in the videos. He's gotta go. over to LO7. And then come back to O03, which is right next to the track that I'm pulling them off of. See, SO4, O03, so you have to switch sides on this. This is why, well, originally I figured, well, I thought, well, that's why I don't want to do these 3 at the same time as the other 12, because you're uncoupling them on a completely different track, different side of the yard than the rest, and it takes less time to wait for 3 cars to roll past than it would for 15 cars to roll past. Let's get that locomotive remote out so I can stop it. Now the rest of it should still be set up. No, it's not going to be set up for LO7 because I have it set up for O06. Now it should be okay. And I flipped that one already. I noticed on YouTube that my shunting videos for Derail Valley get a lot of views. People seem to be interested in shunting. More so than just driving from station to station. You know, in the new Overhauled, you'll be able to walk up here, grab the lever there, and just flip the switch physically. If you don't want to use the remote. The switch remote is going to be vastly different. It'll have many different functions on it, including the ability to re-rail cars and then complete the job and still get paid for it. Of course, there's a cost. Probably the biggest change in Overhauled is the world. But I'd say second to that is the fact that everything is going to cost something. Damage to the cars, insurance, licenses, multiple different licenses, all sorts of stuff is all going to cost something. Even damage to the environment if you derail and break down some trees or whatever. That's it. get him going the other direction. Probably help take the brake off. Just, you know, little things like have to take the brake off to let the train move. You know. It's just a little thing. We'll get these over on 003, and then we'll run and validate all three shunting jobs. It'll produce hull jobs, validate those, and then we'll have to grab these off of 003 again and run them all the way up to this end one more time in order to get them over onto 006 and hook them up to the ass end of all the rest. Stop. Talking instead of running the switch remote. We'll get these going back and then I'll worry about where the switches are pointing. The first switch is good, so I can come back through the first switch. Now I'll take the switch remote and run ahead of them. Run ahead of the cars, and I could just ride the back of the cars and make sure the switches are going the right way as the train comes along, but these I like to do that with the flat cars. But these, if you try hopping on them, you'll get caught up. Yeah, this is 003. You'll get caught up amongst all the handrails and everything on the back of the car, and it can be a bitch to get back out. But on the flat cars, it's wide open. You can ride the flat cars. Am I coming? I'm not coming back on the right line, am I? This is SO2. Hold everything. Oops, pull the locomotive out. Stop! I think I flipped the switch wrong. This is 003. Okay. I had the first two switches set right, and then I walked down here and I flipped another one that I I shouldn't have. I should have just left the first two. I had the first two set up correctly. I don't know why I walked down there and flipped the other one. Just not paying attention. I like doing shit over again, you know? Let's see. This is 00. No. This is 003. So I need to pull a little further ahead. See, now I'm gonna make damn sure that I take extra time making sure it's on the right track. I hope they don't take away that zoom feature in Overhauled. That's a lifesaver. Okay, go the other way. Here we go. 003. And here they come. And that is plenty far enough to be able to run into the office and validate. Now, where was the office? Over here. See, nothing on the table right now. There soon will be. See, you saw the job pop up. Drop that. Come on. Grab that. And throw that down there with it. Throw that down. And throw that down. The money's meaningless. These, the whole save game will be gone tomorrow morning. But for now, I suppose I'll go get my wallet and pick it up. I have to go. I didn't have room in my inventory for my wallet, so it's over here in the lost and found, along with all these jobs. All these jobs I've already validated. you know, thinking ahead, planning for planning ahead. My plan was to go north, up the westbound, go north up the west side of the map as far as the iron ore mine here, and then go back south to the steel mill. 5, 8, 6. Okay, we'll do 5, 6, 8. Dang it, I forgot something. I want it right there. I want it in that slot. Then when I get to the steel mill, or when I go back south through the manufacturing plant, there's a whole bunch of shit at the manufacturing plant that goes to like the food factory and crap on the east side of the map. So I figured I would have those jobs all set up. Ready to shunt. I gotta figure out where I left off on my notes. I've been taking notes about the other game. I gotta figure out where I left off here. Machine Factory. Left off with Machine Factory. I haven't put Steel Mill on here. I can look back later at my notes and say, look at which ones I delivered. But I'm loading FH00, FH01. I don't want to get sloppy on my bookwork just because this game's going away. See, FH05 is 2, 3, 6, 8. Eight iron ore hoppers. To the steel mill. $688 tons. Pays $22,402. And delivers on I-10. They'll probably all deliver on I-10. Put that away. Let's catch up on these. Yes, I-10, I noticed. This is just 4 cars. Steel mill. $344 tons. Somebody can do the math, figure up the total tonnage on it. Paying $15,319. I started doing this right at the beginning of the game when I would derail cars and lose the entire job. At least I had a record of what I was doing. One thing I never kept track of was the train length. You know, I should have been thinking about that, writing that down. So I've had some trains that were 65, even 75 cars long, and I have no clue what the length in meters would be on those. This one's just 3 cars. Steel mill. $258 tons. Anybody got the calculator out yet? And I would imagine I-10. Yep. No, I forgot to write down what it pays. $13,548. Alright, now we have 2 more jobs to validate. Four cars. FH06. My mic cord was bumping up against the mic for a second there. That was the noises. 4 iron ore hoppers. I should just write cars, it's a shorter word. I could just do SM for steel mill. $344 tons. 15,319. And I would imagine they all go to I-10. You betcha. The whole string is going to end up on I-10. It's a pretty long track. I think it'll all fit. One more job to grab and validate. Just 3 cars. FH08. This is something I suggested to the devs for Overhauled that they have a manifest system to keep track of what you're hauling, and I'm not sure if they seemed interested. He actually asked me to explain what I was talking about. And with all the rework about insurance and licenses and the new stations and the special licenses you have to have, and I wouldn't be surprised if they worked in some kind of manifest system. Okay, that's all the jobs validated, and I think I'm out of, well, I've got one inventory slot. I could take my wallet with me. Now I need to jump into, well, I just need the locomotive remote. I've got to run these back up to the other end. Hopefully after all this shunting I've still got fuel to get down to the machine factory. I don't think it'll be a problem. I'd hate to take the time to sit here and fuel 10 locomotives one at a time, but you're gonna have to do that in the new game. There is no more just logging off and logging back on to refuel your locomotives. You're gonna have to take the time to refuel them. If it's empty when you log off, it will still be empty when you log back on. You have to take ownership of your locomotives. And I was reading on Discord today that they don't really have the multiple unit deal all fleshed out just yet. Of course, by the time anybody sees this video, Overhauled will be out. Overhauled will probably be out for several weeks by the time anybody sees this video. And it'll probably all work perfectly fine by then. But right now, today, they don't have the multiple unit deal all fleshed out just yet. And the multiple unit mod is not going to work anymore. Any mods you're using, like I'm using the multiple unit mod, it would help if I switch direction. So I can't talk and think at the same time. Let's see. Power, brake. Obviously I'm using the multiple unit mod, multiple shunter mod. I have the multiple steam locomotive mod as well. None of the current mods will exist in the new game. I want to stay out here, away from the shadow. I don't want the shadow. And I came up the wrong track because I wasn't paying attention. Son of a bitch. I was just running down here with my back to the train. I wasn't paying attention to what it was fucking doing. I wasn't thinking that. The switches were set to load the cars on LO7, not to run them down 006. But you know, those are the kind of real world mistakes people would make too. Shunting cars in a rail yard. That's why there's a lot of checks and double checks before anything leaves that yard. You don't want to haul something 1,000 miles across country and then discover you have the wrong fucking cars. 8 cars out of 120 are you're not supposed to have. Or some shit like that, example. I'm referring to American freight trains that routinely run 100 cars or more. Okay. We're ready to get the fuck out of Dodge. So all I'm going to do is power up. make sure the whole thing's moving. Make sure, run back here and make sure all 4 rear locomotives are still running. Make sure I have 4 plumes of smoke. Yep. And then I'll sprint to the front. Find the front. It's probably up in the tunnel already. I think I can just catch it. Yay! I caught it before I had to walk through the tunnel. Make sure these are all still running. You betcha. Uh-huh. Make sure nothing has turned itself off while they were sitting there idling for so long. Perfect. We're on our way. Put some speed on. Start looking at the map, where our switches are. We'll be at the machine factory in no time. I think there was a job to, if I remember right, there was a job to load auto racks for City Southwest. And then there was other jobs to load auto racks for like the harbor or something. And then there was loading cars for food factory. And you know, given I'm gonna lose this whole save game tomorrow, I don't know. I might just run straight back to the steel. If there's jobs at the machine factory for the steel mill, I'll take those. But like food factory or something, I'm thinking fuck it at this point. It's 1 o'clock in the morning for me. This is my last opportunity to record any kind of video on this. Or do any jobs on this for that matter. It would just take too long to do all the shunting involved at the machine factory. I see the points going the right way, so I did hear him say in Overhauled they're going to reduce the top speed of the shunters, but at the same time they're making improvements to the rail system that will allow you to run higher speeds between the stations. I noticed in the videos they've got a lot of vegetation growing up between the rails and stuff like that at the rail yards. It looked to me like it would make it more difficult to see which track goes where. Find out tomorrow morning. Well, it's actually later this morning. It's already tomorrow. When I log off tonight, that'll be the last I see of this save game. I don't even remember what all is in the Lost and Found as far as jobs, because it's been so long since I played this last. By the time this video hits YouTube, Overhauled will be out for a couple of weeks, so I don't think anybody's gonna get pissed off if I say that I've been playing SnowRunner for the last, well, since the 28th. It came out the morning of the 28th, and I've been playing it every frickin' day since. All day long, every day. Last month. And I've been mixing that in with a little Mud Runner too. The predecessor to SnowRunner is Mud Runner. I've got both Mud Runner and SnowRunner on my YouTube. And I've got Derail Valley on there as well. See all those whitish looking boxcars? You know what? I don't want to stop way the fuck back here. Ah, screw it. I'm already here. I just want to hop out and find the Lost and Found. All my jobs are in the Lost and Found. I believe these are supposed to go to, let me look at the map, Oil Well North. I believe all that is slated to go to Oil Well North. Well, you know, that would fall right in with Goods Factory, shoot down to the harbor and back up to the steel mill, then go to the Goods Factory, then go to Oil Well North, and then Food Factory, and then over to Iron Ore Mine East in the coal mine, and then come back down to the steel mill. That was the next plan. Well, with the release of Overhauled, that plan is kind of down the toilet. Even if I hooked all that shit up and hauled it to the steel mill, I'm only going to get to the steel mill and that's all she wrote. So there's no point in even hauling it to the steel mill. It'd be kind of fun to see one last really long fucking train, but coming up on almost an hour on this one. So let's go find the find the lost and found. Where's the I think the station office is back over here. Yep. That means the lost and found is right here. Now I gotta just start looking through these. That's an empty hull. That's exactly what I was just talking about, Oil Well North. Can I put it down over here? Here's an empty hull. The food factory. A shunting job to the goods factory. 4 auto racks. A freight haul job to Oil Well Central. Now that I could, if I can cut out those 3 tankers from all the rest, I could stop at Oil Well Central on the way. So we'll leave that one over here. Whoops. Harbor and town, 4 cars. I'm not going to make it to the harbor. So in order to dig out the 3 cars that I want, I might have to move all this other shit. There's a bunch of cars at the steel mill that are supposed to go to the harbor. Pick this up and put it back on the table. A shunting job for the harbor. An empty haul job to the food factory. See how much shit there is here? And if I wasn't going to lose the entire save game in a few hours, I would do all this shit. I'd load it all up right now. Food factory. You know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 more auto racks, and there was 4 on the other one. That's 13 auto racks to the food factory. I think, were the other ones to the harbor? 4 to the harbor, 9 to the food factory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to the food factory. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 more to the food factory. I should be keeping track of all these. See, now this is at the steel mill, going to the harbor. 7 cars to the harbor. That'll never get there. So the only thing I could possibly take from here are these 3. And if it's a bitch to dig them out, I'm not going to worry about it. See, it's 0, 1, and 2 on 004. I don't have an inventory slot. Let me look up the station map. Can you imagine how long it would take to shunt all those food factory loads and all that shit? And then to deliver it all, I'd be up until the sun was rising. Didn't it say 004? There's an S04. 1, 2, 3, 4 over from the main line. S11. I think it's probably back on the other side. It's probably that shit right there. Probably in here amongst all this. I gotta see what track I'm on. S04. But those are the wrong car numbers. I gotta look at the job again, I guess. So I'm seeing I know there's another side to the yard. Not over here. Nope. They gotta be down here, or they don't exist. It was 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, and 0, 0, 2. These are 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. The tank cars I'm looking for don't exist. That's odd. I thought I'd get up on top to load and have a bird's eye view, but it doesn't seem to want to let me do that. We'll check down this side, but then I'm just going to split. Auto racks, box cars. I see everything but those tankers. Okay, I have wasted enough time on that. The empty they wanted me to haul back don't exist. And all that other stuff, I'm not going to take the time. It would take me 2 hours to shunt all those frickin' jobs. That's a lot of jobs. So I'm going to end this one right here, and in the next one we'll go back to we'll do the run down to the steel mill and deliver all this iron ore. I guess that's all we'll have, just the iron ore. I'll add up what the tonnage is when I'm not recording. Alright, well, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.